Good morning, guys. Welcome to another day of e-learning. Just want to take a couple minutes here to run through our expectations here for today's lesson. It's going to be very similar to what we did for the hypothesis and conclusion within the conditional statements. We're going to look actually in three similar statements that go with our if-then statements. So right here on the home page, you'll see there's a link to our e-learning. So we'll go ahead and click on that. And it's going to take you to, again, another screen very similar to what we did yesterday. Now, I've got a couple videos. I want you to at least watch this very first one, which is what is called converse, inverse, and contrapositive. So basically what it's dealing with is an if-then statement, but again, there are three different types of the if-then statement. First of all, we have what is called the converse, which you'll see, which means that we want to flip the hypothesis and the conclusion. The inverse, we're going to look to negate the hypothesis and the conclusion, and the contrapositive will look to flip and negate. So this video will go through what that looks like. You'll still start by identifying the hypothesis and the conclusion like we did yesterday, and then look to rewrite our statements from there. Now, if you feel okay with the one video, you can jump down to the next one. If you still maybe are unsure, I've got a second video here that goes through just another example on the same thing, looking at the converse, inverse, and contrapositive. Now, once you get done with at least one, if not both of the videos, I've got 6 examples down here that I want you to work through. Okay, so here's what we'll do. We'll go up here where it says submit assignment. And then just like yesterday, we'll start. I'll go ahead and type in number 1. And then you should have 3 answers: converse, inverse, and contrapositive. Now, how this will look, okay, so we'll just talk through that first one. If the weather is nice, then I will wash my car. Well, now, the weather is nice, that's my hypothesis. The conclusion is I will wash my car. Now, when we talk about the converse, we're going to flip those. Now, we'll still have an if there. So now it becomes if I will wash, or I should say if I wash my car, then the weather is nice. Okay? So again, you can see I've just flipped the hypothesis and the conclusion, and that gives me what is called the converse. Now, for the inverse, we want to look to negate that. So basically, it just means that we want to look to change the statement, make it the opposite. So we'll keep in the same order. So now instead of saying if the weather is nice, we'll say if the weather is not nice. Okay, using no and not is probably the easiest way to negate something. Okay, now the second part, the conclusion, then I would say then I will not wash my car. Okay, so again, it's still the same order as the original conditional statement, but now we've negated both the hypothesis and the conclusion. For the contrapositive, again, we're going to flip both and negate. So it'll be if I do not wash my car, then the weather is not nice. Okay, now you might be able to come up with something a little bit different. That's fine, but as long as it's in that same order, that's what we're looking at. So again, there's the first one, kind of worked through with you. Then you got 5 more to kind of go through. Make sure, guys, though, we're watching these videos. They do a really nice job explaining what to do. We identify the hypothesis and the conclusion first, and then work from there. Okay, so if you haven't already, go ahead, make sure you work through your video and assignment from yesterday, and be ready to turn those in at the end of the week. Okay, if you have any questions, please reach out and let me know. Good luck.